proudest moments in African American history with the spotlight on Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Early, born in 1918 and passed away in 2002. Charity Adams was the first African American woman to be an officer in the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps and was the commanding officer of the 1st Battalion of African American women to serve overseas during World War II. Early was the highest-ranking African American woman by the completion of the war. Major Adams' military career started after she graduated from Wilberforce University in Ohio, one of the best African American educational institutions at that time, to become a junior high teacher in math and science. In 1942, the U.S. was at war with Germany and Japan and needed to expand the military. So the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps was created to expand military forces. At the urging of her university professors, Adams decided to apply and travel to Iowa as a member of the first officer candidate school.
Elizabeth Smith, Henny Caldwell, and Susie Pauling, you will be in barrack number 20 and will be escorted by Officer Carroll. Colored girls, you will be in the colored quarters, bunk number 54. You'll find it marked colored.
Are you kidding me? They think they are going to just push us aside and not even call us by our names? We are all here for the same reason.
Really? You expected something different just because we're in the military?
Yes!
Nah.
We are all here to fight and win. How are we supposed to do that if we're not even united?
Honey, please, let's just go get set up in our barracks.
With this initial racist incident, I'm sure Adams questioned how things would continue going forward. Well, things didn't improve much, because when they were to be issued uniforms, they just couldn't seem to find enough to fit African American women. The height and curves of our sisters presented a bit of a challenge.
Y'all, can you believe they gave me this pants and they think it's gonna go over my backside?
Girl, give them up. She ain't got much back there.
Excuse me.
Girl, you know.
Shut up. Give him here. I'll trade you. You can have this old shirt. Doesn't fit over my broad shoulders anyway.
Hey y'all, y'all get y'all's uniforms yet?
Uniforms?
Yeah, between all of us, we might have one uniform. I can't get shoes that fit. They think I don't know my civilian shoe size, since they can't find a military match.
Shoot, I think the only thing that really fits are those purses and the hats.
The shirts don't fit and the pants are worse.
They are. I think they expect us to make our own uniforms.
Before basic training was complete, all the women did get complete uniforms. Adams completed training in August 1943 and was given her first assignment as company commander, and in September 1943, she was promoted to the rank of major, making her the highest-ranking female officer at the training center. Having no idea how to be a commander, she gathered supplies and read manuals and relied on her own memory from her commanding officer. She was then moved to headquarters in Omaha, where she recalls not experiencing any of the racial issues she had previously. The now Women's Army Corps, or the WACs, had been sending soldiers overseas, but not African American women, because there was some fear that we would cause problems. Adams never could figure out just what those problems were, and soon would be sent overseas herself. Due to a backlog of undelivered mail for the U.S. GIs in England and in France, the 6888th Battalion was created. The 6888, as they called themselves, was the largest battalion and in fact the only battalion comprised entirely of African American women, and Adams was their senior commanding officer. Upon arriving in Birmingham, England, Adams and Captain Campbell were invited to dinner with a high-ranking general, General John C.H. Lee.
Ah, Adams. So you're commanding the 6888 Postal Battalion.
Yes, sir, and thank you for the honor.
Quite all right, quite all right. But Adams, can your troops march?
Oh yes, sir. You've never seen a better marching troop in your life?
Well, when do they arrive?
Oh, they'll be in the quarters on the 12th and 13th, sir.
I will be here on the 15th to see them march.
The troops arrived on the Ile-de-France after being chased by submarines and being unaccustomed to shipboard accommodations for 11 days. So you can imagine, they looked pretty bad when they arrived. Adams experienced an attempt by the hotel staff to segregate her troops by sending them to a separate hotel. Well, Adams would have none of that.
Ma'am, we will need a room.
You and your troops will not stay here at this hotel. Colored people will not mix with the other guests.
Over my dead body will we be segregated.
Well, I never.
We will stay here just like all the other whacks who have traveled here.
We will see about that.
Major Adams, we have room for you and your troops. Here are your keys.
Major Adams and Captain Campbell got the troops together, and on April 15th, they marched for General Lee, who, after seeing them march, wrote a letter to Adams' father stating Adams was a fine young lady. Now that she had all her troops, the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion's mission was to organize and direct mail to the United States GIs, which had gone undelivered due to the intensity of the war. They were faced with hangars full of undelivered posts and worked around the clock to clear the backlog. Having completed their mission in 3 months in Birmingham, England, they were then shipped off to Paris, France, to do it all over again. In the end, the 6888 handled an estimated 65,000 pieces of post per day. Major Adams was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel on December 26, 1945. This rank was the highest possible promotion for any woman in the Women's Army Corps. In 1946, she requested to be relieved of active duty and returned back to Ohio, to the Ohio State University, to complete her master's and eventually to marry. Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Early went on to do much more. Before her death in 2002, the Smithsonian National Postal Museum honored Early for her work with the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion. To learn more about this amazing woman, read the book One Woman's Army, where she recounts her experience as an African American woman in the Women's Army Corps.